Now take a look at this. You may have seen them in the newspapers, full-page ads with the headline, "This week we celebrate the birth of a nation. Now we need births to save our nation." It certainly is a simple and straightforward message for Australian couples to get out there and procreate. Well, believe it or not, they weren't part of any official population drive, but were in fact taken out by one man at his own cost. Now we're going to be speaking to Gary Johnston in a moment. But first, meet the Leader family, Mum Toby and Dad Jacob. They're with us this morning with 8 of their 14 children, plus 2 of their grandchildren. Good morning to you.
Hi, good morning. Nice to be on the show.
Now, Toby, it sounds like you don't need Gary's advice at all. You've been going out increasing the population of Australia all on your own. Why have you decided to have such a big family?
I come from a very large family myself. We are 10 children in our family, and I could just remember the joys and happiness and the music coming home to 7 brothers and 2 other sisters, and it was just a very, very beautiful atmosphere that I always said since I was little, this is what I want for my own family.
Now, Jacob, a lot of people would be looking at you sitting around the family table thinking, for a start, you're also very well behaved and quiet. How do you do it? A lot of people just have 2 kids and think this is too hard. How do you manage with 14 children?
Ooh, I mean, it's not every breakfast that it's so quiet as today, I must be honest. But however, I believe that in a large family, children have to learn how to give and take, how to be able to share with one another. And basically, that's the way later on when they go out in real life, and they have to get married or they have to go on a job, whatever it is, they've been experiencing the idea of sharing and giving, and then everyone has a job, everyone has a responsibility to do. We're all doing it together as a team.
Toby, I can see you shaking your finger there at your children. How do you get so organised?
It's a matter of family meetings. We sit down once a week and we give out responsibilities to all the kids, and we ask them, what do you love most in the family responsibilities? And each kid chooses their responsibility, whether it's doing the laundry or sweeping the floors or washing dishes, because everyone likes something else. And they choose their jobs and they get rewarded for it after, like with a nice family trip on a Sunday and stuff like that.
But I must say, she is a champion. Being a mother of 14 and a wife of me on top of it is a very big challenge, a very big job.
Well,
but she's an unbelievable.
To keep you very much in line, Jacob. Now,
very much. Whatever she says goes. But the most important, I believe, is when you have 1 or 2 children. When people get older, the whole responsibility comes on 1 or 2 children. In a large family, in later years, the responsibility of looking after parents, it all comes back when the children have to share. I tell my 14 children I can afford to fight with 2 of you. I still have 12 good friends, and every month I'll stay by 1 of you.
It's very good advice there. Now, Gary, would you like to see more Australian families following the Leader's example?
I'd love to see that. I'm not sure whether I'd expect people to go quite as far as Toby and Jacob. But
not have 14 children?
Oh, look, that's a delight. And as Toby said, she is enjoying the children. And I think a lot of Australians have forgotten that. They've forgotten it.
How many children should families be having, do you think?
We need to get over 2.1 children on average per female in Australia just to stay exactly the way we were about 10 or 15 years ago. It would be nice to have more, but I'm not asking for that. A lot of people say to me, oh, look, I just want the 2 or the 1 that I have to have a good life so that I can afford to put them through private schools and all that. But they're not thinking it right through. The problem is that when they have to become taxpayers, they're going to be carrying a much greater burden for caring for all of us people. So they've got to think it through a bit more. We need more people just to pay tax to cover all of us people who are going to expand the health bill. And it's big enough as it is.
Do you think, though, it's as simple as saying to people, go out and have more children, don't we need some more infrastructure in place that's going to support people to have families?
Yes, definitely. After this Anzac Week, I'm going to be making representations to the government to consider spending some of that obscene surplus on perhaps establishing a childcare infrastructure in this country. The big problem is that there's very little unemployment, and you need to provide childcare facilities to get women into the workplace. That's the problem.
Toby, just finishing up with you, what would you like to say to people out there considering having a family?
I would say that it is the best investment that one could do for their life. It's the best life investment, the best life insurance, and the rewards are tremendous. We're talking about real human lives. We're not talking about a job. We're not talking about office work. We're talking about real human lives, that after 100 years, one is on their deathbed, they don't say, oh, I should have spent more time in the office, or I should have invested more money in this and that. But on the deathbed, everyone says one thing: I wish I would have spent more time with my family.
Exactly. Words of wisdom there. Thank you so much, Toby and Jacob Leder, and to you, Gary. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
Everyone wave goodbye.
Man, I think two's hard enough. I can hear the Treasurer now saying, follow the leaders. Well, coming up, what you need to know about the epidemic of obesity in Australian children. And for a change of pace, we're checking out the latest fashion from Alana Hill and finding out how the magic of special effects has built up the new movie, Chronicles of Narnia. Stay with us on Today.